Minnesota Fighting Vikings are back at training camp. That means media availability for some of the players, feeding the local media jackals. Want to go through a couple of the quotes from Diesel Dalvin Tomlinson, Irv Smith Jr., as well as the spicy one from Justin friggin' Jefferson. So starting off with the Diesel, Chris Thompson, Pioneer Press, go. Vikings defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson says playing in the 3-4 reminds him of his days of playing 3-4 at Alabama. Back in the he says there aren't many differences other than different people playing it. And, of course, Diesel Dalvin Thompson was fantastic in that Alabama front seven, just really getting things done. And Sean Borman, Vikes territory, go. Dalvin Thompson says he sees himself as interchangeable between any of the three interior defensive line positions in the Vikings 3-4 defense. As long as I can put my hand in the dirt and strike somebody, I'm having fun. That's right. Where Diesel Dalvin, he sort of flew under the radar. Signed a 2-year deal in free agency last offseason, coming over from the New York Giants. Now, Michael Pierce got a lot of the hype as well as a lot of the backlash, but also Dalvin, played well throughout most of last season, even though the Vikings defense was just crumbling all around him. Plus, I love that the Vikings have cornered the market on Dalvins, because there have been 2 Dalvins to play in National Football League history, and the Vikings got both of them. It's great. And I do think that Tomlinson's versatility is going to be fantastic, because he can play both of the 5-tech spots, left or right, as well as nose tackle in certain packages and certain situations. So having that versatility up front is going to be really big. And then, speaking of big, Irv Smith Jr. back healthy and ready to go, per Will Raggett, Sports Illustrated. Plus, he's got the T-shirt from the tight end masterminds: block, release, catch, spike. Hopefully we see quite a few of those this season from Irv as he looks to get paid in year 4. Will Raggett continues. Irv Smith Jr., I feel like I got faster during the rehab process. He says the time away gave him a chance to work on some new things. And the problem with lower body injuries, especially knee injuries, sometimes it can inhibit the player getting back to where they once belonged, especially cardio conditioning wise. Plus, being a tight end, especially a move tight end like Irv Smith Jr. is, having that quickness, having that agility, you need that back in full force. And the fact that he's saying to a degree, best shape of my life, feeling faster, that stuff, that could really lend itself to the way that Kevin O'Connell and Wes Phillips could potentially use Irv this season, because I see him as more than just a hand in the dirt tight end. I see him as a guy who can line up in the slot, the X, the Z, just really all over the place, finding a nice cushy little matchup against a slow linebacker or a slow safety and just getting him in, or overmatched and oversized against a cornerback. Go ahead. Raggets. Irv Smith Jr. got a tattoo of the Hulk on his left hand this offseason because he plans to smash on the field this year. So if he's just going to smash, why not get a smash burger tattoo? That's fantastic. He also said that he got a tattoo of a butterfly because it's new beginnings. Now, I want it to be less of like the life cycle and the symbolism of the butterfly emerging from the cocoon as a fresh beginning versus Crazy Town's "You're my butterfly, sugar, baby." Irv is too young for that reference. Whatever. Then Justin friggin' Jefferson. What excites him about this new offense: being able to spread the ball around the field, putting people in different positions. We have some great playmakers, and we have confidence in Kirk to get us the ball. But everyone hates Kirk Cousins. But yeah, in terms of versatility, I think Jefferson hit the nail on the head. Not only is he going to be lined up all over the place, but so is Adam Thielen, so is KJ, so is Irv Smith, so is Dalvin, especially potentially even being used as a receiver more and more. That's what's going to be fun about this offense, where it has seemed like during the Zimmer regime, whether it's DiFilippo, whether it's Stefanski, whether it's the Kubiai, whatever, is that the offense didn't really change from week to week. Like, the game plan didn't really change. I mean, yes, obviously there were slight variations, but you kind of knew what you were going to get. It was going to be run, pass, punt. You're going to try and get play action going. You're trying to do this, try and do that. But I want to see, like the Patriots and peak Tom Brady, when every single game you didn't know if they're going to be a running team or if they're going to have multiple tight ends or they're going to spread out 5 wide or just get after, where different offensive game plan every single week. Love to see it, man. Just as a pure fan football guy, right? And then Justin Jefferson. I'm not labeled as the best receiver in the NFL yet, so that's my motivation. Also, it's a self-label. him just labeling Devontae Adams, but putting himself up there. And I hope that he continues this playing the disrespect card, playing the Rodney Dangerfield card, because I mean, high school he was a 2-star recruit, stayed in state, going to LSU, which was the family university anyway. Lots of Jeffersons have gone through Baton Rouge. Also, him coming in, dropping in the first round, being the 5th wide receiver taken, that motivation has obviously worked out for him. But what's going to happen once he gets to the pinnacle? Well, like, is he still going to grind and still get after it? I think that he does have that mentality. And then lastly, this is the big one. So Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who is not Carl Gershmidt, Justin Jefferson is eligible for a new contract next spring. He isn't sweating it. Quote, I'll focus on contract after the season. The main thing is reaching to that goal, but I'm not really too fond of money. I'm really just trying to get to the goal of being the best receiver, end quote. Now, and not being too fond of money, they even had him reiterate. It's like, so you don't like money? You're not fond of it? He's like, whatever. And Jefferson, he does strike me as kind of a simple dude, right? I mean, obviously, having a nice car, having a nice apartment, living the good life. But I feel like he's a guy who loves the game more than what the game brings. There's a lot of players out there who love what the game brings more than the game itself. But Jefferson, I mean, we've used this analogy before for guys like Everson Griffin or whoever, guys that would play for $10 and a ham sandwich, like they did back in the day when they were barnstorming, back when the Duluth Eskimos were going by train to play the greasy grimy Green Bay Packers or the Chicago Cardinals or the Akron Pros or whatever. Guys that love the game. Jefferson is cut from that mold, man. Love to see it. Now, I don't read this as he's going to give the Vikings a big-time discount. I really don't. But, again, we're fine paying for quality. It's like you're fine paying up to go to a nice restaurant or buy a nice bottle of bourbon or buy a nice suit. You are okay spending the money when the product is worth it. And Justin Fringer Jefferson is going to be worth every single penny that he gets, rightfully so. And also it's funny. So the Vikings, we've had Randy Moss, straight cash homie, and then Justin Jefferson. I'm not too fond of money. Okay, man. But either way, pads. Well, not pads, but practice back on. We're talking about practice, man. Vikings getting back after this afternoon. But that's it. That's Justin Jefferson, Diesel Dalvin, Irv Smith talking to the media jackals. Let us know your thoughts on their thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.